Joining us on Don's Player now, I'm delighted to say, is Terry Gibson. You're here tonight, AFC Wimbledon, 25 years on from that great day in 1988. How does it feel?
It's great. I mean, we're all lucky to have been part of a team that won it. And this time of the year, every season, I do sit down and watch the FA Cup final and the build up to it and the players walking out in the tunnel. And I'm extremely grateful that I was part of a winning team, and not just the team that got to the cup final, but to actually win the FA Cup was, a memorable day in my life.
And looking back all those years ago, just what was the key to success?
Teamwork. We weren't a team. We had some big names, but we worked as a team. That was our strength. We were well organised, well coached. We were hard working. We were fit. We were hungry. We were enthusiastic, determined, and that's what it took it was what it takes to win the FA Cup, and we did all those things that year in an abundance. Great coach, great manager, and as I said, a great set of players that gave everything for each other, trusted each other, and it led us all the way to the final and beat a fantastic Liverpool team.
And speaking to Bobby Gold during the week in the run-up to this event, he was talking about a pre-season meeting in Sweden where some of the players stood up and said, we don't want to change the style of play.
Yeah.
I mean, how crucial was that? Because, as you just said, it was all about the style of play and the teamwork, wasn't it?
It wasn't just the style of play, it was the work ethic as well. And what happened was I think there was probably about 6 or 7 new signings, as well as a new manager and a new coach. So it was important we integrated as quickly as possible, and it made things a lot quicker and a lot easier that we followed the same path that taken Dave Bassett all the way through the divisions into the top flight. So there was, Bob's a clever man, Don Howe's a very intelligent man as well. And I think they knew, deep down that it didn't have to be changed an awful lot. Bob didn't come into a position where the manager was sacked because of poor performances. Dave Bassett had left the club, but he left the club in a really good position. And Bob and Don were intelligent enough to know how to continue the right methods, the methods that have been seen and been successful. And they didn't change anything, but you're right. We had a group of experienced players that had been at the club a long time, and they weren't going to change, and they let Bob know pretty soon. But in fairness, Bob and Don weren't looking to change too much anyway.
And just remind us how you being here tonight came about.
I've still kept in touch with Bob, believe it or not, on Twitter. For an old boy, he still knows his way around a computer keyboard. I've been on his radio programme on TalkSport on numerous occasions the last couple of years. So it was a pleasure, and I was hoping that someone would take the initiative and organise something like this. So Bob as manager, I think we're all relying on him to do it. It's exactly what he's done with the club, and it's a pleasure to be invited here. And we're all pleased that AFC Wimbledon survived relegation and under Neil Ardley. So it should be a really terrific night.
I was going to ask you about that. I take it the likes of yourself was keeping an eye on the situation here when Jack Midson scored the all-important penalty, because we didn't want to come here tonight and there was a bit of a wait.
I know. It wasn't just for that. I mean, it would have put a downer on tonight, but so many people have worked so hard to start this club up again and to get it to have Football League status. So it was so important that they survived on that last day. All the old players would have been willing them to succeed, and I know all of us were pleased that they did.
And in terms of Where Are You Now feature, some people will already know about Terry Gibson because of you being a Sky Sports correspondent for the Spanish football. How long have you been doing that?
It's over 5 years now. I was working with Laurie at Fulham, and when he lost his job, of course, I lose mine. And unfortunately, I had been watching Spanish football in Spain for 4 years, working for clubs as a scout. So Sky got to know that I knew some stuff about the Spanish league, and now I do over 100 games a year. I'm a lucky bloke. It's a lovely job. Get to watch fantastic teams, fantastic players, and I've really fallen in love with La Liga.
Does that mean you actually live over there?
No, most of the games, majority of the games have done what we call off tube. So we just watch it off a monitor and try and pretend that we're at the stadiums and do as good a job as we can. I've been fortunate, I've been to a couple of Clásicos and commentated on them. My last one was the 5-0 Barcelona victory over Real Madrid. I was at the stadium and was lucky enough to co-commentate on that evening. So that was a big thrill. It was a brilliant night to be there and witness a team performance that I've never seen bettered.
And just the final question, is the 25th anniversary Does it really feel like that long?
It does, unfortunately. I've not seen some of the players for probably best part of 20 years, so can't wait to see a few familiar faces tonight. Already one or two that I haven't recognised because we've all clocked on a bit and over the years. But it does feel a long time ago. It's as I say, but part of it still feels like yesterday. But it's it's a magnificent night for us to be here, and we're all fortunate that we're able to celebrate such a success.